Back so you were telling me about this? In 1999, in my second indictment, me and Otis, you understand, was getting plenty of cane from the Mexicans. And like I say, one particular incident, I'm talking about the one, you understand, when I got indicted. I was dealing with this young lady, you understand, she was close to my nephews and stuff, and her name was Jackie. And like I say, she must have caught a case. She was dealing with some Africans. And I was getting heroin from her because we didn't have that at the time. And she wanted to get some cocaine from me. She knew I had plenty of it. And this particular house right here, at that time, I was using that for a stack spot. And me and my son was making a run. And she was supposed to meet me here. And so when she came back to this house, and when I came back, she came to the house and she had an agent in the car, and I didn't know it was an agent when she had kind of parked the car down the street. And I had about 40, 50 keys of cane at this particular location. And my son must have had about 30 at his house. But this particular, for some reason, I changed this, got all the stuff out the house, and my son had moved all the stuff out of his house. About 3 days later, the feds hit this house. And like I say, that's how I caught my second case. Think you dealing with people, you understand, that you can trust. But that's the only people that can fuck you up is the people that you trust. Because you ain't gonna deal with nobody you don't trust. But I'm just saying, that was the second incident when I got indicted. This way is that, right here, this particular house. And like I said, I ended up getting a case, they let my son go. But this is one particular time, you understand, part of my life, you understand, as far as fucking with drugs.
What's happening, family? It's your man, CRB Jr., Courtney Robert Brown Jr., here with my main man, Uncle Tommy Sharp, a.k.a. the Black Dispatch, a.k.a. Black Butch, you know, an absolute street legend, you know, helped run the show with Eddie Jackson back in the day, then went on to have a long, storied career in these streets here in Detroit. You know, he's an absolute librarian of how this thing really happened. And not just what happened in the streets, but all of what the entertainers, when Detroit was at its peak. So we're talking about Henry's Lounge, Phelps, Ben's High Chaparral.
That's where we're at now.
And in fact, so take it from here, But make sure before we get started, guys, make sure you're hitting that like, share, and subscribe button. We appreciate all the support and love we've been getting. We're going to keep this thing going. Uncle Butch is going to get a lot more coming for us. So take it from here.
This spot right here, back in the early 70s, this is where all the happening was at. As far as with the entertainers, from the 20 grand to Ben's. They was about the two biggest clubs as far as entertainment back in the early 70s. And like I say, then Ben had an after-hour joint upstairs after the club closed down. And I mean, you understand, like I was saying before, all the entertainers used to come in the city. Me and Eddie used to fly them with cocaine because there was a drug at the time, you know. And like I say, you understand, we used to give it to them most of the time. You understand? Now, like the last incident as far as with Teddy Pendergraft, me and him was real close. The last time I seen him, he ended up owing me $5,000 before he died. You understand? But like I said, that ain't no thing because money was coming and going at that time. And Big Butch and his brother Watusi and Brown Sugar, they was running the joint upstairs, you understand, after the club closed down.
So I'm sorry, Uncle, so you saying that Watusi and Big Butch,
they was brothers.
They was brothers.
Right. And they used to crap.
And they had the after hour joint above the club?
That's right.
Okay.
And Brown Sugar, you understand, used to control, you understand, the crap table. You understand? And like I said, Brown Sugar, he's another person to talk about as far as back in the day. His name, you understand, go all across country. You understand? Brown Sugar, that's my man. But like I say, back in that time, you understand, I was the only one going to the after hour joint. Courtney, he always stayed at home. The only time Eddie would come to an after hour joint, when I'd be missing, he'd be looking for me. He was paying motherfuckers instead to find out where I was. And then back in that day, the police, they had a crews of police that was robbing us. Whenever they see us, they would try to understand, you know, get money from us and stuff like that. On the weekends, as far as one of the joints that we had, we used to pay them, you understand, $30,000 a week. I used to meet them in the Eastern Market, and I'll show you the spot that we was in, where they raided it and sold the dope back to us. You know, but like I said, this is one of the spots where all that happened was back in the 70s, right here, Ben Chaparral.
When did they close up here?
I can't remember exactly what year it closed down. And the head barmaid was Crystal. She got the club right today over there on Mount Elliott and the Boulevard. Crystal. You understand? She got her own club now. She was the head barmaid right here at Ben's.
They say Ben helped Al Green get started.
I heard that. I don't know
That's
for
what I
sure,
heard
but
too.
I heard that.
That's what the rumor
yeah,
is.
Ben helped a lot of entertainers, you understand? You know, he was a hell of a guy, you know? He always stayed right there at 1300 Lafayette. That's where he stayed there for years, even up to the time he died. Ben's
Chaparral.
Chaparral, right.
Famous
This spot here, it was a hell of a spot back in the day.
All right, Unc, thank you so much. So we're gonna keep it going. So I believe y'all already did. You showed them where it all got started over there with Benson's Fish Street. 81st Gas Thing, he ain't dressed for this.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
So no, that's a good thing, so a lot of history right here, man. I don't think people understand at one time in your day, Detroit was a hell of a town.
I don't think it was another city. I'm talking about even talking about New York. Now, you know, New York is a seaport town, just like London.
Right.
But as far as cities, Detroit is the #1 city as far as hustlers coming from in the United States. I'm not gonna lie to you. And like I say, I done said this quite a few times. It's a whole lot of guys that made money.
This time,
And there's a whole lot of guys that had more money than Eddie. Well, ain't no guy that made more money than Eddie as far as profit-wise because of the things that we was doing. And I'll bet you my life on that.
Well, the government agree with you. The government say y'all was the biggest organization in the state of Michigan without a doubt. And according to the federal government's case, y'all was the biggest thing in all whole Midwest.
And I used to pick Eddie up from the time he get up to the time he go to bed at night. He didn't make a move without me. Not a move. And like I say, I was the youngest one out the crew. You understand? Because he didn't even let me, you understand, do no hustling. Because he was so close to my mama. My mama told me, said, boy, I'm going to kill you if you start my son to selling drugs. But like I say, you know how things happen. Every day the same.
So this neighborhood was still full with people.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about there was no vacant lots or nothing around here. And none of these spots. When you see these vacant lots, it was nothing vacant. Nothing at all. Everything was open. The 70s, you understand, was a hell of a year. You understand that? The 70s, it'll never be like that again. Never in life. And then two, you cannot, you understand, hustle and get money in one spot like we was doing. We had one spot on Hancock. We was getting anywhere from 100 to 150,000 every day out of one house on China and Hancock.
We have to go by there.
We're gonna go down there where Eddie had his daddy had all that property and shit in Vernon. We're gonna show you where it all started at, the valley.
All right, history lesson. Black Butch, Detroit street historian. Only here, live at Big Boss Filmworks. Make sure again, family, make sure y'all hitting that like, share, and subscribe button. Keep it going. We're gonna answer some questions because y'all been hitting us up, and we appreciate the support in the comment channel. We're gonna get back, answer some of the questions, and Uncle Butch about to go back on location for us.
And oh yeah, let's get them Facebook lights up.
Oh yeah, make sure y'all following us on Facebook too. We appreciate all the love we getting on Instagram. But we on, what are we at Facebook? What's the address?
What is it, like 500? We got
No, I mean the address, the Big Boss at Facebook.
Oh yeah, facebook.com / Big Boss Filmworks USA.
So yeah, make sure you guys are checking us out on Facebook and on YouTube. And when you're on Facebook, make sure you're hitting that like button. Help us get to where we already got on YouTube, on Facebook. We real close family, for real. Starting to put some live content together. We're gonna have, some of you young actors out there who think y'all might be able to play Uncle Butch back in his prime. We have to recast Butch now as an older character. But for real, we've been talking about this movie thing. We're still negotiating with some of the other people, but my father Butch is less taking on us. We might just have to go ahead on family and do it ourselves. Because we do that. We put our money where our mouth is. So if you're a young actor, you think you could play a young Eddie Jackson, you think you could play a young Courtney Brown, you think you could play a young Tommy Sharp, aka the Black Dispatch, shoot us an email. We're gonna start taking some casting calls. We ready to start doing some short movies on the history of Eddie, Butch, and my father, till we can get this thing done to the full-length motion picture. So that's all jokes aside. Young ladies, young fellas, if you're rapping, if y'all on IG doing your modeling, if y'all familiar with the story, shoot us an email at bigbossfilmworks@yahoo.com, because we about to start putting this thing down. Appreciate you guys. Holla. Yeah.
And this spot right here is where they had put me in the sewer, you understand, demanding money for him to let me go.
Big Boss Filmworks and Big Boss Books presents Courtney Robert Brown Jr.'s follow-up to the book Motown Mafia. Motown Mafia, Big Man on Campus.
My internship was kind of in how the world of international finance and international criminal activities overlap.
Corey Black Sr. wanted Corey to go to school to bring legitimacy to the family, but Corey had other plans. While in college, with the help of his friends and his girlfriend, he starts and grows a successful drug operation.
5 minutes later, two agents, now I know they were agents, but at the time I see two guys go to the right, another two guys start walking towards me. They stop at my seat and they go, "Grab your bags, DEA, come with us." Needless to say, this is not the fun part of being an intern.
Corey finds himself conflicted with his responsibility to running the family business and his obligation to his college studies. However, he'll have to make things work in his favor if he wants to remain the big man on campus. The names have been changed to protect the guilty and the innocent.
Yes, I'm taking economics and business 101 and marketing, and your economic teacher's telling you about a business plan and how you get a small business loan. And, it's kind of the hypocrisy of the world, because I'm like, that ain't how the real world works.